The Cast-Off Tree. The Cast-Off Tree, John Lear.
Every December, people forget to turn on their microphones. They also, millions of people around the world drag big green trees and shove them into their living rooms, completely confusing their dogs. They throw enough tinsel and lights on them to become fire hazards. The trees, not the dogs. Of course, I mean Christmas trees. My family's always had Christmas trees, but I didn't realize their true significance until a cold December day in 1989. From that day on, I've looked at Christmas trees with a magical new light. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. Maybe you will too. I was 22 years old, shopping with my girlfriend for our first tree together at a roadside Christmas tree lot in Rohnert Park. It smelled of fresh-cut trees and car exhaust. There was Christmas music. This was the 80s, so of course it was Hall & Oates on a mixtape from a boombox. Santa Claus, he's watching you, watching your every move. Oh, that's Christmas. Picture-perfect pine tree triangles were everywhere. I didn't like any of them. My girlfriend asked, "What's the problem?" Well, obviously, there are no holes in the trees. Where are we going to put our teddy bears? The look on her face, much like the look on your faces right now, told me a couple of things. One, I sounded like a crazy person. Two, other people don't shove teddy bears into Christmas trees. My family does. Because my mother made a choice. In 1969, in the Haight-Ashbury district of San Francisco, a 26-year-old hippie stood in the doorway of her apartment and said goodbye to her husband, who wasn't there to hear it. She took her 6-year-old daughter by the hand and picked up her adorable 2-year-old son. They walked down 3 flights to a borrowed VW bus and drove to San Jose to start over. That was my mother, building a new life with a broken heart, 2 kids, and no job skills. We had no money, living on welfare checks, while Mom took job training classes, discovering abilities she didn't know she had. She was so proud when we got off of welfare. But we still didn't have money for extras like candy bars or comic books. But Christmas, oh, Christmas was different. Every year, no matter how broke we were, we always had a tree. We'd decorate it with popcorn strings and paper chain streamers, and we'd use our teddy bears and put them in the great big holes where branches were missing. Because our trees always had great big holes. I didn't know they were cast-off trees that nobody else wanted. The only kind we could afford. With ribbons and bows and teddy bears, Mom made each cast-off tree magical. The same way she never gave up on those trees, Mom never gave up on herself. From no job skills, she made a career in computers. From living on welfare, she bought a house. From having to borrow a VW bus, she would one day travel the world. Mom's last tree in 2009 was as magical as that first cast-off tree she had rescued 40 years earlier when a 26-year-old hippie had lost everything. Mom was that cast-off tree with holes in her life. No job, no husband, no future she had ever imagined. We've all felt holes like that in our lives, where something we love used to be. How we fill those holes is what defines us forever. Mom could have filled those holes with anything: anger, resentment, despair. She chose to fill them with positive, powerful things: education, self-respect, hope. She turned a life full of fear into a life full of love and inspiration. From a cast-off tree, she made her life magical. Ever since that cold December day, when I see a Christmas tree, I see my mom with a heart full of love and arms full of teddy bears. When I see a cast-off tree, I see hope. Mom showed me, as long as there's hope, you'll find something magical in every cast-off tree. Mr. Toastmaster.